Hello, Southern Hang family. The hysteria is real. We've got four friends from college, a motley crew of sorts, that wanted to get back in the saddle of hanging out together. So we started a podcast. I'm Neil Wilding. I'm putting a warrant out for my good friends Brian Redman, Craig Cotton, Sherman Brown. I'm putting that warrant out to slaughter this week's episode. Listeners, if you have an appetite for destruction, we've got some LA guns. If you're looking for a twisted sister or just a little kiss, we might introduce you to Cinderella. If you have a rat problem or maybe some white snakes, heck, even a great white, we've got your poison, or maybe a faster pussycat would do the trick. Don't black out in the red room. Let's fly to the angels and go out with a blaze of glory, because through it all, we kept that promise that we made. Listeners, if you can't tell already, it's time to bust out the AquaNet, makeup, and leather pants. This week, we're hitting the Sunset Strip to talk about power ballads, electric guitar solos, and the great hair bands of the iconic glam metal scene of the 80s. What do you think, fellas? Y'all ready to get started?
I'm glad our videos are only waist up, because I've got my spandex on right now. I'm wearing the white snake, black and yellow checkered spandex, but no need to show that on TV.
Yeah. And
hell yeah,
we got the aerosol hairspray.
Yeah, I'm jacked. I was trying to find a wig. I couldn't. Yeah, I was trying to tease my hair earlier today, but I can't. I ain't got nothing left.
This is true. So what we're going to do this week is, in past episodes like this where we've picked a genre, we kind of go around the horn a little bit, talk through, just throw out a song that, for whatever reason, we feel like talking about that fits the conversation topic of the week. So we're going hair bands this week. I figure might as well go ahead and get started, right? Red, why don't you go ahead and pick one, and then we'll kind of go around the room.
All right, so we're gonna go one and go. I'm not going 1, 2, 3.
One and go.
One and go.
We'll come back to you a second and third time.
We're gonna need to, and maybe a fourth and fifth. And our fourth knucklehead's not here. Can I have his picks?
We should have mentioned about Sherman. Not going to be able to join us this week, but I've got his picks, so we'll get to those if we don't.
He ran out of hair. Yeah, he ran out of hairnet tonight, and he was embarrassed he couldn't come on the show without his hairnet. So he was like, "Dude, fellas, I got to stay home. My hairnet's acting up."
So it's tough, right? And I feel like the '80s hair bands, like the music at the time, was amazing. And I think a little bit of also it was the height of MTV, I feel like, too, right? So you got the best of both worlds. You got the audio and the visual. And Craig, you mentioned your spandex. I never bought a pair of spandex. I don't think I've got enough brown butter kanafa to get me lubed up to get into a pair of spandex. but the outfits were certainly something to be, I don't know. They were special. We'll leave it at that. But at any rate, So my first pick, I'm going to go with a hair band. And for the most part, they were kind of more on the rocky little, I don't call it hard rock because it's all relative, but this is a bit of a slower song.
We need some slow songs in our playlist. We need some slow songs.
Power ballad coming.
Well, maybe, right? Like a little piano, like, if you could just ease into it a little bit.
Oh, can we guess?
Yeah. What do you got?
You got some Sister Christian?
Oh no, but that was on the list. That was on the list. The air drums, the Sister Christian, unmatched.
Sister Christian.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna ease in with I'm a dreamer, but my heart's of gold.
Oh yeah.
I had to run away high,
hearts of gold,
so I wouldn't come home low. I'm gonna go with the Crew coming out of the gate and Home Sweet Home.
Home Sweet Home.
Oh yeah,
Motley Crue. Like, you can't do this episode without talking about them, right? Like, that's they were metal, and then they
are we putting out a mixtape? Are we putting out a mixtape that you can buy online from the Southern Hang, our Southern Hang show, and we can you can and we're gonna make them at home and dub them on our tape decks too, and we're gonna you can buy from the Southern Hang website the mixtape, and it's a physical mixtape that we're gonna make with the pencil, and we're gonna back up the tape and everything. Coming out number 1, Motley Crue. Yeah.
So that was from what, like mid 80s, like 85-ish probably. It was certainly, remember it being all over.
It was
MTV.
85. Yeah, look at you.
How about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was 85.
Dang.
But it was a little bit different for them, right? Like, they were smoking in the boys' room, and they were, and their later albums were a little bit more, you can't really call it thrash, right? But a little edgier, I guess, with the guitar riffs and things like that. But
earlier too.
They were deep hair band, buddy. There's no questioning if they were
were hair. They were they're checking the boxes.
Yeah, they got all of them.
So you mentioned Motley Crue. I got a shout out to our fraternity brother and listener to the podcast, Scott McGuire. So Scott lived like 2 doors down from me when we were in high school, and we used to throw Motley Crue on the headphones. We'd be like partying in his basement. He had a pool table, and we would see how loud we could play like Dr. Feelgood or whatever Motley Crue song was. That was, we were real winners, man.
I'm shocked you still have any hearing left.
Well, what was that?
I'm shocked. Yeah, that's right. Well played.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
So anyway, what's up, Scott, man? McGuire, he's a good dude. He sends me a text every once in a while,
brother McGuire,
that he's listening to the podcast. So yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah. All right, Cotton, where are we going next?
I don't know how far we can go down the road and not hit a ballad. So we'll stay in the ballad theme, but I'm just going to paint you a picture of a Jaguar with Tawny Katane rolling around on the hood.
We already know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Here I go again on my own. Oh yeah, some White Snake. Here I go again. Tawny Katane, who broke up a few marriages, I believe she. Some White Snake. That's like on the top 3 of my. We're out, I'm going karaoke, and I'm going Here I Go Again. That's on the playlist.
Wasn't she married? I think she was married to
Coverdale,
David Coverdale. Mm-hmm.
White. Then she married like a baseball player, remember? And she wrecked his career or some shit after that. There was some baseball player that she got with after that. I don't remember who it was. It's the same story. It's basically the same story. Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, yeah, White Snake, man. They got. I don't know how deep their playlist was, but the ones that they put out were.
Neil would know better than I, and he could probably tell you the year. I don't know if he could tell you the year of the Jaguar. Was it a Jaguar in the car in the video?
Oh, it's multiple Jaguars. I'm pretty sure there's multiple Jaguars parked next side by side. Here, while y'all are
I'm going to say even their greatest hits is not a no skips.
They have plenty of skips.
Yeah. Well, but I think
it probably fits most of the bands we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
I do think that Here I Go Again is a staple for karaoke. So I feel like we're going to have to hear Cotton's version, man. Like we're going to have to hear it.
Like right now? Or like we're
going down the only road I've ever known. Like a drifter, I was born to walk alone.
Yeah,
hell yeah, we can keep going.
While they may have a lot of skips, I will say, like if you were going to build a playlist of the '80s hair band, no doubt that song makes the cut.
Especially the video playlist, like that's an iconic video
for sure. Absolutely.
All right. Well, I have been known to go off of, stray a little out of the norm. And I'm going to do the same, I think, here, although they might be household name. But I'm going to go with a band called Tesla.
Okay.
Tesla.
We know Tesla.
So in 1989, they put out an album. I think it was their third album, called The Great Radio Controversy. And they had a song called Love Song on it. And it's like a bluesy track. And then
you're going to have to sing.
And it's not really the lyrics. It's more the guitar. It's like a really slow intro of the guitar, and then like the 120 mark or so. I did my homework, fellas. I had to bust out some Tesla this weekend, and then the lyrics kick in. But that's not the version I'm going to put on the playlist. The version I'm going to put on the playlist is from their acoustic album, 5-Man Acoustical Jam. And if you remember, they got they had a pretty popular cover of the song Signs.
Oh yeah.
Signs. Oh, yeah. And a lot of people don't realize, but that's what really kickstarted the Unplugged phenomenon that was really popularized by a lot of the grunge bands that we talked about on a previous episode.
And from my mixtape that I'm building, and we're going to put on what's the name of the song again?
Love Song. And the acoustic version on this on the 5-Man Acoustical Jam is like 9 minutes long, and it's like here we go. It's a slow. it's like a Neil Wilding story, man. It just keeps going and builds up. Anyway,
I just burnt up the whole part of my. Was that Live or Memorex? The whole thing just got taken up by one Tesla song.
We're already on the B side. Already on the B side.
Yeah, I got to flip right. Well, it's a 2-track mixtape that I'm making now.
But, but that's you would recognize it when you hear it. You'll remember it. It's a jam, and hopefully our listeners will go back and listen to the old 5-Man Acoustical Jam, because it's one of my favorite live albums. I still play it.
It's a great album. That is a great album for sure.
And they had some stuff, like they covered the Beatles, they covered the Stones, CCR, but then they did, about half of it was their own stuff. It was awesome. And that was really like the first time like these metal bands went acoustic on like at a show, all acoustic, and that's what kicked off the whole Unplugged phenomenon.
Okay.
Trust me.
No, I believe you.
All right.
No one doubts your homework, brother.
All right, Cop.
I was almost thinking for a minute when you said, I was almost thinking the Jay Giles band Love Stinks.
Oh,
when you threw it out there, I had to reel myself back in.
You had Love Stinks. You had Love Burns. That was one of them.
Well, they got doctors for that shit. All right.
Yeah. It was the 80s. All right, Red, where are we going next?
All right, so I'm going to go. All right, so my second pick, we went back a couple episodes, and Wilding, what did you call it? A needle drop during a movie where they played a song, and it kind of became part of the movie?
Yeah. Needle drops.
This was a bit of I guess maybe it's a needle drop, but the band, I think they're crazy as shit. But the movie was Road Trip with Tom Green.
Yeah.
And I kind of dug this band because I felt like they were defiant, right? And, you're growing up in the 80s, little latchkey kids, and nobody's going to tell us what to do kind of thing. But
Amy Smart was the chick that they were going to
Yeah, you got that right.
I did.
So the song I'm going to go with is I Wanna Rock by Twisted Sister.
I wanna rock.
So yeah, like wearing shoulder pads and again, the outfits were special for lack of a better word, but yeah.
What's his name?
Snyder.
D. Snyder. Mm-hmm.
D. Snyder. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of him,
and I feel like I saw them at
I think he's a DJ or something.
A fairly intelligent dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's testified in front of Congress multiple times on behalf of, I think, censorship.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think he turned into
or the lack thereof.
maybe a West Coast DJ of some sort, or like a some kind of radio station that basically does this, and he talks about 80s music all day long or something.
Yeah. Well, like that was, I mean, you talk about MTV, like that one. I Want to Rock.
Yeah, it was on. It was on all the time. I think he wasn't even the commercial. Didn't he bust through on that commercial on MTV and we're taking you to live at wherever.
Well, they had the We're Not Gonna Take It also.
That's right. With Niedermeyer from Animal House. Threw him out the window at the end.
That's right. That's right.
Isn't it Twisted Sister that's coming down the main street on Pee Wee's Big Adventure? Isn't that Twisted Sister? They're playing and he's like riding his bicycle. He's trying to run away from it. He finally gets his bicycle. I think that's Twisted Sister coming down the middle of the road when they're shooting like a live video and Dee Snider's on top of this, like a Cadillac or something coming down the middle of some runway while he's stealing his bicycle back.
Was Tawny Katane on it?
So no, Tawny Katane. She could have been there. She could have been there. Yeah.
All right. Good choice. Good choice. Taking me back for sure. All right, Cotton, where are you going?
All right. I am going 1984. And that's the only number you should know to know where I'm going.
Are we guessing? Are we jumping? Are we going to Panama City?
Panama. Van Halen, man. And and Van Halen had such a run. It's kind of tough to say because they were 100% 80s band. Like you put hair band. You put Dave Lee Roth up there. He's high kicking. He's got the spandex and all that. But they survived way through from the 80s and the hair bands and all that into, just becoming, kind of just a rock band later on. So, they went through the whole thing. They weren't like just a flash in the pan. Hey, I'm just a 80s hair band. They put it down. They put it down for a long time.
So you had the 70s guitar guide music for sure.
Yeah.
And then they found the synthesizer with this album. And then they kicked David Lee Roth out of the band and they bring on Sammy Hagar. So I look back at the Hagar stuff, the Van Hagar stuff with like it was not very good, but that shit sold a ton of records.
It did.
Those, what is it, like 3 albums?
Well, I appreciate you being the one to kind of give me the lead in here, Wilding. So I'm just going to throw this out here. I don't know if a statement like this ever been thrown out, but I'm just going to read some stuff here. Van Halen 2, Women and Children First, Fair Warning, Diver Down in 1984. I don't know that there's another band before or after that has had a 6-album run like they have. In the history of rock. And Van Halen, that's a bold statement, but people don't say those kind of things on this podcast. But that's a 6-album run, like that has never been.
If you talk to our boy Combs and Wilding, they're going to try to come through this video right now.
Maybe
you with some Pearl Jam.
Maybe Sponge and they're
not
Sponge on this playlist.
No, so Cotton. This is Cotton to get on me for Spoon because I referenced them.
Spoon. Equally
and
as deep a playlist.
Indie rock legend Spoon has a very deep catalog. But no, Van Halen certainly does. It brings an extremely deep catalog.
Yeah. And peaking at 1984. Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2 are both great albums, and then 1984 is incredible. So that album.
Are we all in agreement though that Van Halen with David Lee is much better than Van Halen with Sammy?
Yes, I'm a Dave Lee Roth guy, but I do like some Sammy Hagar. And then what's the third dude?
Gary Sharon.
Gary Sharon.
Yeah, Gary Sharon. Yeah.
No, that one was garbage. Like the Gary Sharon was garbage. The Sammy Hagar, the Van Hagar stuff. In the moment, I loved it. Like I listened to it all the time.
Yeah.
But looking back,
it does not hold up as well.
No.
OU 812 for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge
and 5150.
I don't know how many albums they had.
Yeah.
5150. Yeah.
They had a bunch. Yeah, our boy Pervez got to see. There was like a short 3-month window that I think Hagar and David Lee Roth teamed up with Van Halen and went on the road, and he got to see him in Atlanta, and then actually walked into like a steak joint after the show, and there they were sitting there hanging out together having dinner, and he was like, "What's up, fellas?" Got to say hi as he walked by. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
And then what about David Lee Roth solo stuff? I actually had on my list a song I thought about, but I'll just kind of lump it in here. Like some of his solo stuff.
I like the solo stuff.
Like Yankee Rose was a jam.
Talking about a Yankee Rose.
That was Stevie Vai on guitar. It was that was jam. Paradise, just like Paradise.
I take one jelly donut.
That's right.
To go.
Yeah. But I felt like they were just good songs. The albums not as good as like with Van Halen. They had some certified no skips.
Oh yeah.
But
and he's one of the top, I don't know what number you put, top 10 guitarists, guitar players of all.
Eddie?
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
I mean, just I don't know where you put them, but top 10 guitar players of all time. Just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I think that math walks.
Yeah.
I think it does too. All right. Yep. Is that put a bow on any other grievances you'd like to air about previous episodes?
No. And that wasn't a grievance. I loved the statement. And I'm like, yeah, that was a great run per Pearl Jam. And then you're like, Spoon. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I couldn't name a Spoon song.
I stand by it.
We'll go with Spoon had 5. I couldn't name an album, an artist, but it's cool. Hey, I'm just like, oh, well, that's my lack of Spoon knowledge.
Spoon, I guess, doesn't fit this category, but they started kicking late 90s, and still putting music out today. Stand by it. Deep catalog.
Alrighty.
All right. So I think it's my turn, fellas.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go with a more traditional, a band that I think everyone associates with the 80s. Although my favorite album of theirs was released, I think, in 90 or 91. But I'm going to go with Skid Row.
Ooh, all right.
I was waiting for the buzzer. To guess. All right.
I'm going to go with Skid Row. And I felt like their first album had all of the classics on it. 18 in Life, Youth Gone Wild. But their next album was like more of a metal album. It was Slave to the Grind. And I still listen to that today. I think that album is like one of the it's like a forgotten classic, because I think people, we're talking about it today, but a lot of people don't look back on this music too fondly. Like maybe some of the stuff we're talking about, but like, you kind of chuckle when you think about some of these 80s hair bands that were so popular.
Sure.
But when I listen to Skid Row, Slave to the Grind, like that's a classic rock album. It's awesome. And it's funny to talk about how much music how many records some of these bands sold. Like that album, Slave to the Grind, was the first heavy metal album to debut at number 1 on the Billboard 200. And they sold like 2 million copies. They opened for Guns N' Roses on that tour, and then they headlined their own tour. And I'll give you 1,000 guesses to ask who opened for Skid Row once they toured on their own, and you won't get it.
Spoon.
Foo Fighters.
Not Spoon. Foo Fighters close. Soundgarden.
Red Hot. Oh, there you go.
Soundgarden. But anyway, the song I'm going to put on, I figured I'd go with one of their more familiar songs, not even on Slave to Grind. I'm going to go with I'll Remember You. It's a classic tune, and I figured we'll I put Tesla and Love Song on there first. I'll go with a more popular song.
Yeah. Give me hum me a few bars or something. I'll remember you. I'm trying to
remember you.
It starts off kind of slow. It's like woke up to the sound of.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, did you not pick up on it on my intro? In the intro, I said, and through it all, we kept that promise that we made. Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Hell
So
yeah.
I had them on my list, and I'm kudos to you for throwing it out there. But like, if you had to say who's got the best chops in the grunge era, I got to say Chris Cornell.
Mm-hmm.
And when 80s hair band, I think Sebastian's got the fucking chops.
Really?
Dude, he does. And he actually, he has, he's like classically trained. Like after Skid Row, I think he was on Broadway and did, I don't know, Phantom of the Opera or something. And so he could sing.
So early Southern Hang Pod, I learned a word. It's called tangential.
Mm-hmm.
Tangential. And to this conversation, which may be a whole nother show, but do we need to do best frontmen of all time? And like you could break it into, like all bands, 80s bands, but our good friend of the show, Nally, still swears that GNR and Axl's the greatest frontman of all time, and that's an argument we have every once in a while. That I'm like, wait, hold up, like, because it's got to be long. You got to go through the whole thing, and now he's still out there playing, and I'm like, oh, I feel bad for him, But in that window, his voice was, could hit some highs and lows. And so, do you put him up with Sebastian? Do you talk about the other frontmen in the 80s, that?
Well, are we talking about best chops, or are we talking best frontman?
Well, frontman.
Yeah, like David Lee Roth's frontman.
David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
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 He's just kooky as a motherfucker. He can do the splits and some. He can do the splits and some spandex, but
right.
He doesn't have the best
on his show.
Yeah, right. There ought to be a whole a category checklist for what makes a good frontman, because obviously the vocals got to be one of them, but performance, all that stuff. But
yeah,
so here's what we do. We get our boy Nally. We get the four of us together. We bring Sherman in off the bench. He's sitting out tonight. We bring him in. We get the five of us in a room. We play ping pong.
Oh, yeah.
And the winner gets to go first on who's the best frontman.
Who's the best frontman?
And that'll be the order. The ping pong tournament will choose.
We'll dictate. All right. We're in.
That'll be a separate episode.
I'm in.
We'll key him.
All right.
We'll key him up.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. My bad. Red, you're up, my man.
Yeah.
You're up. I strayed off the topic.
And this is your final choice, so choose wisely.
Oh.
I feel like all selections thus far have been wise. So you stole my thunder a little bit with Skid Row, and that's on me for not sending in my list, but I'm okay with that. So 80s hair band. I feel like, and Craig, you referenced karaoke, right?
Yeah.
Are we trying to guess this, or am I just throwing it out there? What are we doing?
I like the guess game. So if you want to give her some, if you want to do like a two question lead up or something, or throw out some clues or something.
So, well, I'm trying to think of the clues so it doesn't give it away. These guys are still playing.
Okay.
From a karaoke perspective,
Poison.
for sure.
Poison.
Nope.
Still playing.
Was that Belle Biv DeVoe?
Yeah, right.
Well, if we had just talked about GNR, I would say Guns N' Roses.
Lead singer has done some solo projects. He's done a lot of solo projects, probably. They've got a couple songs with the guitarist and lead singer. They give back to the community quite a bit. From Jersey.
Bon Jovi.
They've got some streets. There you have it.
As soon as you said Jersey.
Yeah,
I know. I was trying to think of clues not to give it away. But I'm going to go with Living on a Prayer.
All right. Do we have that on the playlist? Samantha, was she living on a prayer? Living on a prayer.
If she's smart, if she's got her act together, she was.
Hell yeah, she was living on a prayer.
I feel like when that song plays,
oh yeah,
right. You're at a party, you're out at a bar, or even a club. I mean, at this age, we don't go to clubs anymore, but you know what I mean? Like you're after a football game or something.
Yeah. Is that Slippery When Wet?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a great album. That's 8th grade. I think it's 8th grade for me.
That would be 1986.
Yeah, 8th grade, freshman year, somewhere in there.
Yeah. And then Wanted Dead or Alive.
Mm-hmm.
Good tune.
That's a no skip album.
Is it?
But that living up that Slippery When Wet, I can think of every album or every song on that album. I'm like, oh yeah, that was good. That was good. In the 80s era, I'm not doing it now, but like in that time frame
I was gonna
of life, in that time frame of
challenge?
life, in the time frame of life, that was a top to bottom great album. And not today. I'm not listening to most of this music.
And then the his contribution to Young Guns with Blaze of Glory. Such a good tune.
Yeah. Good tune.
Mm-hmm.
Jam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
A bunch out there.
Yeah. All right. We're playing the hits here, Cotton. Keep it going. What you got next?
Next on the top 40 countdown of best 80s bands. Well, I thought this wasn't. I thought I was going to have to preface this by saying we needed a ballad, but hell, that's what we've filled up so far. But to recite some Bill and Ted's, like, hey man, read her some lyrics, dude. Read her some lyrics, dude. So this is just I'm just quoting a little Bill and Ted. That's not the song. So I'm gonna read some lyrics here for you. I can't tell you, baby, what went wrong. Can't make you feel what you felt so long ago. I let it show. We got some Cinderella coming at you. Some don't know what you got till it's gone.
It's a good thing you said the name of the song because I had no idea what you were singing.
Oh yeah. Well, that one's not one that I put on my karaoke list because I can't hit those high notes like that. But Cinderella, don't know what you got till it's gone. That's where I'm going. We got to have some Cinderella on an 80s hair
band. Great pick. Great 80s hair band. Yeah. I was actually listening to that tonight, trying to get prepped for this whole shenanigans.
I remember what that tape looked like. It was like had a white cover, and Cinderella was written in like purple. It was perfect 80s. Like,
were they on motorcycles?
No, it was not. That might have been their first album. That one was just the name of the band.
All right.
Yeah, well, Purple Riding. Yeah, you're right.
I was listening to that tonight. If I've told the story before, y'all told me to shut up. But well, let me back up. When something's in your hands and you're making noise, it's fun. Like, that little drum from Karate Kid that Mr. Miyagi had, or somebody had it. Like, you spin it and it's just like,
yeah.
When it's in your hands, amazing. When somebody else is doing it, you want to beat the shit out. But we went to a football game.
Where you go with this?
We were doing the I can't even think of his name right now. Lead singer from AC/DC. What's his name?
Brian Johnson.
Bon
Scott's the one that died.
Bon Scott. All right. So it was a friends from college, right? Kenny, Chuck, and Tommy, and we were doing his voice. It was like, this game is the greatest. And again, when you're doing it, it's amazing. We were about 3 minutes in, the people in front of us were like, hey, that's enough. But listening to Cinderella, I felt like it almost sounded AC/DC-ish tonight.
All right.
Long walk through the garden for a radish, but there you have it.
All right. That's another band still kicking it out there.
Are they?
AC/DC.
Oh, AC/DC.
They got it. AC/DC, not Cinderella.
They've had a hell of a
Cinderella could be out there. I don't have a clue where they're at. But.
I feel like some weird things have happened to that band. Like, didn't they have one of the band member was like accused of murder?
The drummer killed somebody. I'm pretty sure.
That's not funny, but that was
no, but
it's not funny.
Yeah, but they're still. I mean, they're asking a high value on those tickets for AC/DC. Yeah, that AC/DC tour. I was
lawyers ain't.
So I'll go tangential on you here, Craig Cotton. I saw them on what was it, like Money Talks and Razor's Edge tour. Okay. In Rupp Arena, the single loudest concert I have ever been to. Like, I was deaf for a month after that thing. A band called Love Hate opened up for them. And, but it was an awesome show, and they were playing all the stuff, you know, like I remember like the, For Those About to Rock, fire. And they had these massive cannons. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was loud. It was a good show though. But anyway.
Do any of us have
not what you picked though?
No, I was
That's not Cinderella. I did not see Cinderella.
I was on Cinderella, and then we went down a side road. But that's all good. It stayed within the stuff, and then the little story time's always good.
I feel like I had no idea how many. Like I talked about how many albums that Skid Row sold. Cinderella sold a shit ton of records. Like these bands that we're talking about were the massive bands of the era. It was, and they just almost fell off the earth.
So, and tell me if I'm way off base or what. Somebody referenced some of this because it's not my type of music, the modern day bling jing country, and somebody referenced one time, they're like, well, think of it as like the 80s hair bands. Like that's this moment in time. Mm-hmm. At least that's what I'm hoping. Yeah. Like all this Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, one of our guests talked about it.
Other shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Rich
I'm hoping that's
talked about it.
Yeah, and we look back and you're like, and maybe someday I'll look back and I go, you know, there's some good songs that were, you know, that came out of that stuff, but I wouldn't call it country, you know, but if I think of it like the 80s hair bands, like, okay, well, all right, I'll that, and then it doesn't make me as upset about that type of music. So,
how would you feel about the 80s hair bands if you were not in 6th grade through a senior in high school?
Right. Well, I get it, but that's everybody's got that, right? They're like, this was the greatest era ever, and you know, we're like, well, we lived through it. That's what we were listening on the radio. That was pop music.
It was, so yeah.
That was what we were hearing. So, you know that. But no, I hear you. Understood. Right. You ask somebody that's 20 years older than us, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that movie's music was awful." I'm still rocking the Foreigner, you know. Yeah.
Well, I feel like you look back on it now, like the 70s bands still have street cred, and the 90s grunge bands maintain their street cred, but the 80s. Yeah, like these hair bands didn't really maintain their street cred.
I think it's more 60s had street cred, 70s because the 60s were at least talking about something, and then you go to the 70s and it's like Foreigner and Boston.
Well, Led Zeppelin.
Well, Zeppelin, yeah, but like
I mean, all those bands were like
those bands were legit. Hell yeah. I just spent time this week watching that Led Zeppelin documentary. It was bad.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great.
Great documentary.
All right.
Let's get us back on track. On track.
I gonna ask for permission. Actually, it's my own show.
Shit.
Well, the last one.
Anagata Davida, the 15-minute version.
No, this is like one of the most iconic songs of all time, but it came out in 1973. But that's why, because it's not an 80s song. But I feel like this band was a major part of the 80s scene. And like they made a massive comeback in the 80s. But they
read your face making a lot of comments. But let's keep the face comments.
But they had a song out in 73 that to me almost kickstarted what all of the bands of the 80s were trying to copy.
All right.
Y'all know what band I'm talking about?
I'm hooked on the string, but no, I
George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars.
Oh, great band. Saw them at Lollapalooza, but no.
I got nothing.
I'm talking about Aerosmith.
No, Aerosmith.
Wow.
And so the song I want to add is Dream On. Do y'all not know Dream On?
Oh, yeah.
Is, to me, it is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah, the song's fucking amazing.
Do you not think of that as like a hair band? Because I do.
I kind of put them like Van Halen, you know, because they lasted.
Now, if y'all don't want this to qualify, I got plenty of backups, but don't worry.
No. No, I dig it. No, it's a good song. Aerosmith's a great band. I've seen them once, and then Tyler played our conference one time. He's like Prince big. I didn't realize he was that tiny.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
You can put him in your pocket.
He is. Yeah. He's an amoeba.
But no, great song.
So I just feel like it's I saw them in concert too, like during, I don't know, Pump
I think
tour
I saw them at the
something.
Black Crows or something. I think it was Aerosmith and Black Crows.
And that was all, and they went full 80s hair band, and they finished every concert with that song, like some 10-minute version of it and orchestra, and they really, I feel like they turned that song into an 80s song for sure.
Is that song in the 80s?
No,
it's 73. I mean, it is not an 80s song. So I feel free. I could just add a different song because I got a whole list of all.
Neil, you earmuff it for a second. Let me and Craig talk for a
huddle it up.
So Craig, we talked about 80s hair bands.
Yeah, 80s band was the name of the subject of the show.
It was the name of the subject, and the band he threw out. I mean, they did in fact play in the 80s, and they were.
What was the title of the show again? 80s hair band.
80s hair band. And our boy, I mean, he's fucking educated on music, but he went all the way back to 73. I don't know. What do you think? Give it to him.
Nah, I push the what's the pull the hook. No, it's a great song. Great song. Give him kudos. Give him kudos. Tell him to pick another song.
All right, let's bring him back in.
All right, come on and back in.
What do you got, fellas?
Hey, Neil, we've decided. Amazing song. Maybe could be considered top 5, top 10 of all time, but not 80s. The homework was 80s.
I think the show was actually my idea too, wasn't it?
Well, then you should know. You called it the 80s. You didn't say bands that played in the 80s that also played in the decades.
Okay.
We know who we're talking to, though. The rule follower is not like when you say, here's what the subject we're going to have to do. Okay, well, I got you. 12 picks.
He also has 10 songs here on standby just in case.
You know I do.
Yeah, we're ready.
All right. I will instead go with, like, when I think of 80s, I think of Sunset Strip. I think of L.A.
CBGB.
I think of like Motley Crue, and then I also think of this band, LA Guns.
LA Guns.
And
I can feel that one
the
coming.
Ballad of Jane.
All right. I don't think I got it.
Crickets. You don't remember the Ballad of Jane?
I'm trying to
what a shame. What happened to Jane?
I'm thinking our boy Perry, what's his name, when Jane says.
Well, that's a different show, Redmond.
Yeah. What's the Ballad of Jane?
Y'all don't know the Ballad
of Jane.
What's Jane
up to? Oh my God. What's she up to in the 80s?
Y'all keep yapping. Neil keep and I'll do the lookup.
Hold on, I got it.
I'll get us a.
Let's see here.
I'll get us some.
Because I did.
Got dead.
Sure. Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
So while you guys are googly schmoogly.
Was telling us anything? Oh, I'm feeling it. Are we roller skating right now? Are we roller? Right. Everybody, backwards skate. Ballad of Jane. Oh, let's get to. I remember the.
Yes, you'll remember when it kicks in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah, it'll go on the playlist. Check it out. It's to me, it's all 80s.
Yeah.
And it was released in the 80s to fit the definition of this project.
Oh, and it's J and Jane. She is a J-A-Y.
Yeah, there's a Y in that one.
Oh, funny. Got squirrely on the spelling.
Funny name, Jane.
Who did we not talk about? Who's on y'all's?
Well, where's our boy is not present tonight.
Oh, sure.
And you happen to have his top secret list because he sent it to you because we were supposed to, so we didn't have double up.
So Sherman, actually he's by the book. Very by the book. No exceptions here for him. He by the book.
Okay.
First one
he
went
didn't pull
with,
a song in from the 60s or anything.
No, nor from no 9-minute songs.
90,
nothing.
92.
No.
Yeah.
He went with Poison.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing But a Good Time, which Poison is like hair metal like
to a T.
To a T. That's right. AquaNet for sure.
Yeah.
His second choice, also 80s, like it's To a T, but this is a British band, so not an LA band, but Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Better. There's better. I love you, Sherm, but there's some better Def Leppards.
Are they a hair band? Are they hair metal?
I'd say of the time, I would say yes, but it's not like LA Sunset Strip hair band. It's more like it's more like this early 80s rock.
I was like such a huge Def Leppard guy back in the day that like a Hysteria, that album I thought was incredible. We would drive around, my buddy in Texas. We were like 14, 15. We'd get his sister's Audi. It had the sunroof, and we would put Hysteria on and drive around the neighborhood. Man, that was we thought we were big. But Pour Some Sugar on Me is actually one of my least favorite Def Leppard songs. It's like the total way commercial. I'd prefer some.
Remember they came back because the drummer had like a car accident or something, lost his arm. So then they got the one-armed drummer, but he still rocked. Yeah.
Well, and then they something happened with their music label and their tracks, and they weren't able to get some form of royalties from it. So they had to go back and re-record all their early stuff to sound exactly like it, so that they could own those tracks to be able to make the money on it. I know there was some kind of big deal with their, I love some Def Leppard. They're still out there.
And then his last choice, I know we'd already talked about him, but did anyone pick a Guns N' Roses song?
No, we did not.
Welcome to the Jungle is what he chose. I'd probably choose some different GNR songs.
You're in the jungle, baby. 6 feet.
So, I mean, that's 80s hair bands, right? Like, but they lasted. They lasted into the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to still play stuff now.
They're still out there, but his voice, the poor thing. And then he looks like that. He looks like the lady from Mama Got Thrown from the Train. Whatever that poor Axl Rose is. Hey, he's got a bob haircut. Man, he looks so bad.
He's blown up a little bit, too.
I used to love her. That song, great.
Yeah.
But I had to kill her.
Sherm went by the book.
He did. That's right.
Strong list. He's not here to defend himself.
He's not.
Kick him in the shin.
And it's probably not his wheelhouse.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, like Guns N' Roses, I would like Patience. I would like.
Oh, I love Patience.
Patience.
Wish I had some.
Yeah, Appetite for Destruction's that album came out. It was freaking huge. That whole album was. I remember going and getting that tape.
Yeah.
I had the tape.
Yeah.
Appetite for Destruction.
And then they did the weird thing where they had the Use Your Illusion albums, but they didn't release them, and they went on tour before they released the album. I remember seeing them at like Rupp Arena, and they were playing all the usual, and they hadn't even released it yet.
Interesting strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for
them. Who else didn't we talk about?
There's a bunch.
I had Warrant that we didn't talk about. Yeah. And you could go with Cherry Pie or Heaven.
Yeah. Clearly, what's the lead singer's name? Janie something.
No idea.
Yeah, they were all over MTV.
I almost threw in some Rat with Round and Round.
Round and Round's on my list. Also, underrated song. They had a funny song. Way Cool Jr. was a Rat song.
I remember that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I almost threw out some Lita Ford, Kiss Me Deadly.
Oh, I almost had the Lita Ford and Ozzy Osbourne song.
Yeah.
That Lita Ford Ozzy duet, man, that song was.
I remember that. And then I almost threw out some Quiet Riot. Come on, feel the noise.
Oh yeah.
I didn't feel like
how do we not How do we not have Quiet Riot on?
Is that hair metal?
Well, see, they're like in the Def Leppard category, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I remember that coming out. I was in like 5th grade. That's early 80s. And I remember that album with the dude with the hockey mask on the cover.
Yeah.
And like 5th grade, man, everybody's like, "Oh man!"
So you think that's more metal? That's more metal, not hair.
It's pop metal, but yeah.
Hey, how bad is it? How bad is it tonight? We're having dinner, and I'm talking about this episode that we're recording. I'm like, hey, we're doing 80s hair bands tonight, and my kids, they're like, what do you mean you're doing hair bands?
What's
like
that?
the things you put around the things you put on your head so you hold up your. I'm like, no, that's the bands in the 80s were called the hair bands, and he's like, what? And I'm like, because her hair was all teased. And that's what everybody. And they're like, I thought you were talking about the thing you put on your forehead. And I'm like, no, man.
Yeah.
I'm like having to explain 80s hair bands.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they didn't like it's 60s, 70s, and 90s all get street cred.
Yeah.
The 80s we just kind of skip at least this part of it.
Yeah.
This genre.
Winger? We didn't talk about Winger?
Yeah, that's probably a good thing.
That's right.
Was Striper the Striper the Christian hair band?
Yeah,
I can remember a couple of buddies of mine having Striper.
All right,
Striper.
So on my list, I had, and I didn't know if they counted. And you guys have been known to disqualify things I put out there. What about the Cult? Would you count them as a hair band? Because they were right during that time.
No, but I had plenty of buddies of mine that were huge Cult listeners, and I do like the Cult.
Yeah.
I think they're great, but I wouldn't put them in.
Ultimately, I wouldn't either.
They were individuals. I mean, they're not following the pop.
Yeah, that's Sonic.
Their
third one, the Sonic Temple, came out right in the middle of all this, and I remember
that wasn't getting
listening
played.
to that all the time.
Yeah, it was great. The Cult was great, but they weren't mainstream pop radio like that was.
Yeah.
Like you.
So then, go ahead. Yeah, it's good. I did not because I agree. That's why I didn't do it. What about Faster Pussycat, House of Pain?
That qualifies.
No one home in my house of pain.
Yeah, that qualifies.
That had who was in that band? Ricky Rockman, the guy that was like all over MTV. Like
he had not Friday Night Fights, but yeah, he had his head of Baker's Ball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. We didn't talk about Great White.
Once bit, twice shy.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was teetering on that one.
Well, I was too, but most of their big songs were covers. Like the Once Bitten, Twice Shy was a cover.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was.
Who'd they cover?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm out of knowledge on that one.
Fair enough. Touche.
That's most of them that I had. What about Kiss? Do they count?
Weren't they 70s?
Well, but they had some 80s hair band sound and stuff.
They were a whole different gig with makeup and everything. And I did watch that Van Halen.
Well, they all wore makeup.
I watched I watched the Van Halen documentary a month or two ago, and I didn't know that Gene Simmons is the one who gave Van Halen their start.
Yeah.
He bankrolled some of their first shit to get kicked off, to put them in the studio. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd call Kiss an 80s. And who'd they just lose? They just lost somebody.
Ace Frehley.
Yeah, Ace Frehley.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all of them that I had. I did make a note that I feel like the bridge from the hair bands into the next genre, grunge, Mother Love Bone, which is what became Pearl Jam. Like that first album was a hair, like it was released. They were kind of more of a hair band, but.
Is it time for us to have the more movies that go into the what do they call that in the 80s when when Rocky would jump in his car and he's mad and he'd head off and it was like they'd play the 80s rock song and he's in his head and he's playing the 80s song and he's lost in his thoughts and it's it's like the 80s
Montage?
I don't know. Yeah, montage. Thank you. That's the word. It's like the 80s montage. We need more movies with the 80s with montages. That doesn't happen anymore. Right. Bring those back.
Did you see Rocky, by the way?
Oh yeah, when Rocky after he loses when Apollo dies and he's all pissed off and he jumps in some kind of fast car and he takes off in it and they're playing some kind of, what song is that? They're playing some song and he's pissed that Apollo just died and he's reflecting on it.
I just saw
either in the 80s montage.
I just saw a thing the other day. They're making a movie called Making Rocky.
Oh yeah,
that's where we are. We're not making a movie called Rocky. We're making a movie called Making Rocky.
Making the movie about making Rocky.
Well, huh.
At any rate,
all right. Well,
Craig, you got anybody you didn't call out?
No, I only live by the rules that Neil throws out. I picked 83 songs in the 80s, and I stuck to those 3 songs. I didn't even write down after I made my picks. I didn't go. Let me go see if I can find somebody in 1997 that I can put on the playlist.
I managed to work the 90s in and the 70s. That's how I do.
What about Slaughter? We didn't call Slaughter out. Are they 80s or 90s?
I didn't put them in the thing. They're 80s. They were late.
Late 80s. All right.
That's Fly to the Angels, right?
Yeah.
That's them?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So they were in the intro.
All right. They made the cut.
Well, fellas, I got a mixtape I got to get to here.
All right.
I got a pencil keyed up. I got like four tapes.
Mm-hmm.
I got a dub track. I got to put next to each other here so I can dub my tapes.
Right.
I got some work to do. We're going to be selling those for $9.99 on the Southern Hang podcast website. Handwritten on each one of the tapes. My handwriting.
We'll probably also have to sell tape players because I don't know if anybody's got those anymore. All right. Well, let's put a wrap on that. Anything else y'all want to hit on before we call it a night?
I'm good, man. I think we've
it's fun.
That's all the bases.
Fun. Yeah, this was fun. I am ready to. It's funny. It's fun to talk about all these bands, but not many of them really lasted. But we'll still throw them on the playlist at least for a few weeks. I appreciate y'all entertaining me for an hour here, fellas.
That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Sorry you missed, Sherm.
Yeah.
Get you on the next episode, buddy.
Catch you next time, Brown Butter.
Take it easy, guys.